That is a really good point what you're saying, DJ. But there's even a white belt lesson where people got to learn to even get there. And that is they need to learn and realize that we talk to our brain. Not a lot of
Mm.
people teach that. I don't even know if schools teach that. But we talk to our brain. And Mogad had said this. He said, we need to realize that we talk to our brain and that we need to direct our brains. And he said, think about it. If it was all you, just you alone, why would you need to talk to yourself? Every day you talk to yourself. Why would you need to do that if it was all you in there, in that brain, in that head, in that body? Why would we even have the power to tell our brains, shut up, or even ignore what comes up in our brains? So that's step one. Man needs to learn how to talk to its brain.
I think a precursor to that, like step zero, is understanding, just having an understanding that you do that. Not only do you control it, but you have to understand that you are separate from your reactions. You're separate from, like, we've all had those scenarios where, why am I reacting like this? What is going on? What is the issue here? Why am I getting mad at this person for no reason? It's like you got to understand that you're also the pilot that has an automated co-pilot within it, and you can't let that co-pilot just take control. There might be some cases where you can let it go, but in all honesty, like, usually nothing good comes from that. Maybe in some type of carnal state or something like that, where you're allowed to kind of indulge, like when you're mixed martial arts, things like that. You can kind of let that animal out, but it's still nothing really good comes of that. I think once somebody accepts, because I think a lot of people want to accept that they are one package in their mind. Like, everything that happens in my mind is me. It's like, wait a minute. You got to understand you're multiple people within yourself and you're multiple parts of yourself. To accept that there is going to be a part of you that acts. I mean, I think the simplest explanation is like, look, do you tell yourself to breathe? No, you don't. Then you should understand that there's going to be parts of your mind that are going to hijack the rest of your mind and make you do things and react in a way. You have to understand when you're getting hijacked. I think that is step zero for sure. At that point,
Dang.
once you accept that, at that point you're like, okay, now that I understand that I'm in this system, now I need to figure out a way to control it. Because there are times when, I mean, I get worked up. There's that part of me that has to take a step back and be like, look, we're not coming at this realistically. This is not how you want to do this. This is, a different part of us that's reacting. We're something in the past, or just something about how we're handling ourselves right now. We have to be able to catch ourselves. And a lot of people want to accept that, hey, I'm doing it because I'm reacting this way because I have to, because this isn't me. This is the true self. Like, is it realistically? Or is it a part of you that's indulging in something that you're going to regret later on? Like, once we understand that we have stewardship over our own faculties, for the most part, when it comes to our reactions and our emotions, I think that's the dawning of that man. They're like, oh my God, there's more to me than what I actually know. I think that's step zero for sure. Once you get that, once you accept that as a truth, then you have to figure out how to corral it.
Hijack your brain. That is real deep. I like that.
That's the way it feels. We've all experienced that. We've all gotten worked up at work or with a loved one or with a family member, and this other monster comes out, and we say the things that we won't want to do. We do the things that we don't want to do. Once you figure out that you do flip that switch, at that point you got to figure out, okay, well, how do I outsmart this? How do I make this work? Like, one thing that I started doing as a kid, and some people do it, some people don't, was I started to realize as a kid, I used to have really, really bad dreams. And then I started to realize, for some odd reason, I do this still to this day, I realized that I can tell when I'm dreaming in my dream. And as a kid, I would have really, really bad nightmares that I'd be able to just turn around. it's something that I remember happening. And it's just one of those things where it's just like, this is a nightmare. This is a dream. Why am I dreaming this? And then it changes. Either I wake up or I kind of just, the whole scene itself changes. I've talked to my doctors about that. It happens. I mean, it's the brain, it's your imagination, but it's that ability to figure out, hey, this is a dream. This isn't real life. This isn't real me. I'm not in this scenario. I'll take that to a non-dreaming state, into a real life state. And then you start to notice, like, yeah, I did flip out on that person, or I am super depressed because of this. Like, once you figure out that these aren't organic emotions, these are other things that are coming in and hijacking what, your actual control of your life, I think that alleviates a ton of problems people have. But that's just my pseudoscience ideas and what I think. But do you guys kind of get where I'm coming from on that?
Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Yeah.
But yo, so
Good.
this is the thing, is how you can talk to your brain, right? Is there's a brilliant man named Sean Stevenson, therapist, and he said how to talk to your brain is you need to learn your brain. And so what does that mean? How do you learn your brain? Is he said you need to learn that deep down in every human being, they have a fight or fight mechanism in their body. Flight or fight mechanism. And this thing is always on and trying to figure out what's wrong so that it can prevent danger. And it's in every human, in every body. And it's trying to detect danger. And so when danger comes, it turns on, and then it knows, okay, run or hide or whatever in order to get survival. But this thing is in every human being. And even if you're in a perfectly safe neighborhood, all that police guarded, gated, all that doesn't matter. It still turns on. And it's like a worry bug, so to speak. And he said it's in every human being. And when it pops up, everyone has it. But the job of us to do is quiet it and be like, shh, it's okay. Shush it. Shh, it's okay. We'll get through this. This hard time, this time of pain, we'll get over it. We'll get through it. We got through the last ones. Just calm down. And shh, it's okay. And you got to learn that about your brain, and to tell your own brain, shh, it's okay. Don't worry. We got this. And we'll get the next ones. That's a powerful trick of talking to your brain.